Hello, ninth class students. Today I am going to discuss with you the short story A Face in the Dark. Story number 5, page number 74. Mr. Oliver, an Anglo Indian teacher, was returning to his school late one night on the outskirts of the hill station of Shimla. Mr. Oliver, he's an important character of the short story, and he is an Anglo-Indian teacher. By profession, he is a teacher. Anglo-Indian means half Indian, half foreigner. And one night he was returning late to his school, means it might be possible that he lived in a hostel or nearby the school. So he was returning back on the outskirts of the hill station of the Shimla. Outskirts means outside of the town, outside of the that place. He was there, he was coming from there. From before Kipling's time, the school had been run on English public school line. Before Kipling's time, Kipling is the name of a poet and a writer, and Kipling's time means before the time of that writer, before the time of that poet. This school was controlled and administered by the English, and it was run according to the English public school lines. The boys, most of them from wealthy Indian families, wore blazers, caps and ties. The students in that school were the rich children of rich families of India, and they wore blazers, cap and tie. This is the uniform that school. Life magazine, in a feature on India, had once called it the Eton of East. Life is the name of a magazine, and in that magazine it was declared as a Eton of the East. So what is it? Eton is one of the famous and advanced school in Britain. Eton is the modern or advanced and famous school in which most of the rich people or rich families children studied there, and it was in the Britain. And that is there is a comparison between the school which was in Shimla and between the school which was in Britain. And in school which was in Shimla, the same standard and same style was followed, so that is it was declared as the Eton of East. Mr. Oliver had been teaching in the school for several years. He had been teaching there, and they have might be few years. The Shimla Bazaar, with its cinemas and restaurants, was about 3 miles from the school. The Bazaar of Shimla, in which there were cinemas and restaurants, the market of Shimla was 3 miles away from school. And Mr. Oliver, a bachelor, usually stroll into the town in the evening, returning after dark. In the evening, Mr. Oliver was a bachelor. Stroll means walk. Mostly he went to the market, and in the evening or after the evening, when there was the dark, he came back to school. When he would take a shortcut through a pine forest, and in the dark, when he came back to school from the market, he always take a shortcut which was through the pine forest. When there was a strong wind, the pine trees made sad, airy sound that kept most people to the main road. So during night, pine trees made a very strange and sad sound, so that is that people were not comfortable to enter into that forest after the dark. They remain on the main road, but Mr. Oliver always took the shortcut. But Mr. Oliver was not a nervous and imaginative man. He was not a nervous. He was not afraid of anything. Imaginative here means he didn't believe in stories of ghost or anything which could appear in darkness. He didn't believe on those things which he didn't see. So that is this word is used. He was not nervous and imaginative. He carried a torch, and its gleam, the batteries were running down, moved fitfully down a narrow forest path. He had a watch. He had a torch, and the light of the torch was dim because of the weak battery, and he was walking on his path. When its flickering light fell in a figure of a boy who was sitting alone on a rock, Mr. Oliver stopped. Boys were not stopped to be out after the dark. Suddenly, the light of his torch fell on a boy. The boy was on the rock. When he saw a boy, Mr. Oliver stopped, because boys were not allowed to leave the school when there is a dark. So this is very important. Why he was not imaginative and nervous man? What was in his hand? What did he saw? Why did he stopped? And why did he stopped? He stopped because he saw a boy, and boys were not allowed to out in the dark. What are you doing out here, boy? Asked Mr. Oliver, sharply moving closer so that he could recognize the miscreant. Miscreant here means the person who breaks the rules. So he asked for about his name, and while talking to him very sharply, he went near to the boy to recognize that who was he. But even as he approached the boy, Mr. Oliver sensed that something was wrong. When he reached near the boy, it was in his mind that something wrong has happened with the boy. There was something wrong. That is why boy was on the rock. The boy appeared to be crying. His head hung down. He held his face in his hands, and his body shook convulsively. It was a strange, soundless weeping, and Mr. Oliver felt distinctively uneasy. So when he reached near the boy, when he approached to the boy, why did he think that something was wrong? Because the boy was crying, his head was down, he covered his face with his hand, and he was shaking continuously. And he was crying, the sound of his cry was soundless and was very strange. That is why he felt something uneasy, something was wrong there. Well, what is the matter? He asked, his anger giving way to concern. What are you crying for? So first he was angry, and he asked that what was the matter. But after some time, he left his anger, he forgot about his anger, and he asked second question, what are you for crying? Why are you crying? The boy would not answer or look up. His body continued to be racked with silent sobbing. Come on, boy, you should not be out here at this hour. The boy did not answer, but continuously he was weeping. Continuously his body was shaking, and he was crying very silently. So he told the boy that it was not the time for him to be out. Tell me the trouble, look up. The boy looked up. So he told him to tell him the trouble and told him to look up. But when the boy looked up, he took his hand from his face and looked up at his teacher. The light from Oliver's torch fell on the boy's face, if you could call it a face. So when the boy looked up and removed his hand from his face, and he looked at his teacher, the light from hands of Mr. Oliver fell down, if you could call it a face, because something was wrong with the face of the child, face of the student. That is why this line is used, that what he saw, what Mr. Oliver saw, the face of the child.